What's up, everybody? Riot Podcast. What you say, Ontario? Ontario?
Can we get him back?
Nope. What's up, everybody?
What if he pays you?
Yep.
If he pays you your money, is he back in?
100%.
All right. You know, Brandon Landry offered to pay his money.
I remember. Brandon called the show and offered to do it. And he was like, nah, a real man pays his debt, blah, 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 blah. And then
he didn't pay his debt.
And he pays that. He's like, my wife telling me I got to pay. I'm going to pay. And he never paid. No. Dunzo.
It's not a good look.
Casey Keller, Shelby Kelly, Matthew Rogelio, Tyler Patrick Hales, Paul O'Neill, Nicholas Black. What's up, y'all? If y'all could hit the share button, that's a tremendous help. Don't be a square. Like and share. Pass this thing along. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Oh, I got one more share. I got to share it to Twitter. Share it to Twitter, then we're going to get started. Bum, 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 bum. The Riot Podcast with me and at Arterio7 is live. Boom, boom, and boom. Oop, I got to get the new Riot Podcast logo. That's an old Riot Podcast logo. Anyway, all right. Ready, break. All right, I tweeted it too. You want to go retweet? And then we'll get cranked.
I'm on Twitter right now, and I don't see anything.
Just tweet it. You're copied in the tweet. Boom, 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 boom,
like,
boom, 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 boom,
retweet,
boom, boom,
retweet,
boom, boom,
comment. What should I say?
Boom, boom, boom. Watch this, you big fat stupid idiot.
Watch this.
Yep.
Now. There you go. Got it. Got him. Got him.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see if this works. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
This is the Riot Podcast with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio. One is an athlete, the other an athletic supporter. Follow the guys on Twitter at Matt Moscona and at Arterio7. Here's Matt and Ryan.
Okay, let's get it. Another edition of the Riot Podcast. I'm Matt. He's Ryan. We're brought to you by Ascension Fence and Deck Supply and John Ontario Realty. Yo, bruh.
What up, bruh?
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good. So the last time you sat in that chair was Friday.
Yep.
And you went on a little bit of a tirade after LSU lost 14-4 in baseball to Arkansas. And we took that video and we put that video up on Facebook. And that video ended up, it actually still isn't done. People are continuing to share it. But at last check, it was around 145,000 views. So congratulations on creating a viral moment.
Thank you. 148.
Good. I don't think that was your intent, but what's been the reaction from that rant on Friday?
Well, the reaction that I've received personally has been all pretty good. Positive. Thank you. This team needed to hear that. I've heard from a ton of former players, guys that I don't even know, guys that I just kind of watched. So I would say it's been positive. Yeah, pretty good.
Have you changed the way you felt at all after you saw him play on Saturday?
I thought Saturday's game was much more inspired. I felt like the guys were in it. If you notice when the camera would pan to the dugout, everybody was standing up, and which they always are, but kind of like intently watching and cheering on their teammates. Antoine hits the homer, and I mean, like the entire team rushes out of the dugout, and you see guys jumping around. And now, granted, that was a giant homer. That was the biggest swing of the bat for this season for this team up to this point. So of course they're going to be excited. But yeah, man, I felt like there was kind of a different intensity level, man, and I hope that the guys saw it, and I hope they understand the the point for sure.
Have you heard from any of the players? Are you willing to disclose that?
Yeah, I've heard from a few of the players.
So they've seen it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They saw it.
At this point, everybody's seen it. Let's just call it what it is. So,
and look, it was directed at like the entire deal, like everything that was going on. Like it wasn't, this is a shot at one person in particular or a player, whatever it may be. Like it was just the vibe and the feel and where it starts and where it stops. I don't know, man. Like could a player be the one that rallies the troops and gets everybody fired up? 1,000%, you know? And so at some point, everybody's got to look in the mirror and self-evaluate. And it's a hard thing to do. Let me just say that. Before you go to bed every night, to look in the mirror after you brush your teeth and wash your face or whatever it is that you do, and to go, okay, did I do everything in my power to be great today? Like literally, is there anything else I could have done to be great? And to really be honest with yourself after that, like, you know what, I probably could have taken a few more hacks or caught a couple more ground balls and this applies to anything, not just baseball. Man, that's a hard thing to do. And that's what I want to happen. I want them to be able to self-evaluate. And then the piece of that puzzle that really kind of makes that pop is then you gotta be honest with yourself and do something to fix it. And it's not necessarily hits or striking people out or winning ball games, but it's just let me do everything that I can do, everything in my power to be great. And it may or may not be good enough. That's okay. Just give me everything you got.
Well, they won the game on Saturday, and it was a massive win. And I know there are some people that will say, oh, you're still lowering expectations for this team and this program because they still lost a road series, which they did. But in context, when you look at LSU, that was another top 10 road win. Now they've got the top 10 road win at Arkansas, 2 top 10 road wins at Mississippi State, and a top 10 road win at Georgia. When you look at LSU's resume, their strength of schedule is 5 in the country. Their RPI today is 22, and they'll play 3 games this weekend over Auburn, which RPI is 19. So your RPI is going to climb this weekend as well. Just as a for instance, UC Santa Barbara right now has the 16th best RPI in the country, and some are saying LSU is in contention with Santa Barbara for one of the last regional host sites. UC Santa Barbara has played 3 games all season against Quadrant 1 teams. LSU to this point has played 30. And by the end of the week, it will be 33. So LSU's schedule and its resume looks really good.
Right.
You just got to find a way to get 2 wins this weekend against Auburn and then go to Hoover and not get bounced on Tuesday. If you do that, you're likely going to be a regional host. Now, you're not a national seed, and you're going to have to travel if you make it to super regional play, and I understand all that. But the win on Saturday was massive, avoiding that sweep, because for all intents and purposes, it kept you alive for a host site. And when the road to Omaha goes through Baton Rouge, you're obviously more likely going to get there.
The biggest advantage that this team has, that this program has had for the last 30 years, has been the stadium and the fans and the electricity that's produced from there. So piggybacking on your last point, if teams have to come here, we as the Tigers have a distinct advantage, and you want to do everything in your power to do that. I mean, these last 3 games are massive. Yes, you want the super there too, but if you can luck up and go to a place that you're familiar with in the super, I think, going to Oregon State really limits what the fan can do to impact the game. Going to Austin or Starkville, these fans will travel. Like, they'll go. We can create that electricity there. And when you go super far, man, I just think it makes it tough. So you take care of business, like you said, this weekend, man. Make sure the regional's here. and then hope for a good draw in the Super. You get a couple guys healthy, and then you're in good shape, man. You let the chips fall where they may, and see what happens.
It's not impossible to go on the road and win a weekend in postseason play. Last year, Mississippi State went on the road in regionals and won. Went on the road in super regionals, won. Went to Omaha, and we're in the winners bracket. Oregon State had to come back and beat Mississippi State twice to advance to the finals. So you can do it, but realistically, LSU, and I think you agree with this, and we'll segue into the team, LSU's not going anywhere if they don't get healthy on the mound. They've got to stabilize their rotation. It's the only way they have any chance of advancing. But let's talk about what they're going to do tonight against UNO, in part because it's interesting what they're going to do at the front of the rotation, which is they're going to start Devin Fontenot. Now, Paul Maneri said they're not moving Fontenot into a starting role, but Fontenot did not pitch this past weekend against Arkansas. They want to make sure he gets work, so they put him in. They're going to start him tonight and get him 2 innings. The part of me questions that, though, if it's sincere, because you could still make sure Fontenot pitches tonight, coming out of the bullpen, but instead they're going to start him. So what are your thoughts?
So I love the idea of kind of playing with this thing. The kid's got electric stuff, was a starter in high school, as all these kids were.
He was a starter at LSU.
And so you know what he's capable of doing. If he goes out there and dominates these first 2 innings of this ball game, I would be 1,000% on board with giving him a shot because Mikael Hilliard is suited for the bullpen. And we've talked about this before. He's a 2-pitch guy. He's going to be able to get through a lineup once, if he's lucky, twice, right? And to have him starting really puts everything at a disadvantage from the back end. Now, Fontenot's a little bit different, man. I love this idea of him going out there and starting, and I would feel much more comfortable with him being in the starting rotation, getting Hilliard in a position to where he's had success and where you know his stuff plays better, and it allows you to set up your bullpen for the end of or for the weekend. So I'm fired up, and I hope it works out.
Why would Fontenot be a better option as a starter than Hilliard? Because you said Hilliard is a 2-pitch guy and he's a good out of the bullpen guy, but why is Fontenot better as a starter? Elaborate there if you would.
He's got more pitches. He's a 3-pitch, sometimes a 4-pitch mix. So a guy that can keep you guessing and keep the hitters off balance. Also a guy from a velocity standpoint that can win off of his fastball. Hilliard, although has the movement that everybody wants, if at any point it straightens out a little bit, 84, 85 is not going to get it done, And so Fontenot when Fontenot's not right or not perfect, the likelihood of other teams squaring him up and taking advantage of that is not as great as if Hilliard is not right. If he's not 100%, man, you're going to see some balls hit hard, which we've seen the last couple times out.
So to be clear, you would advocate starting Devin Fontenot moving forward?
And depending on how this works out. Now, there's a lot of factors that play into that. I mean, the way that he prepares right now is to go in there and pitch 1 inning.
Probably two. They're looking for 2 efficient innings because they want him to be available for Thursday.
He's a closer, right? So I guess for the last month.
Is he?
Well, he was. So your preparation changes.
Because that's my next. Mm-hmm. We'll segue there, but go. All right. So your preparation changes.
Yeah,
pick up there.
Yeah, your preparation from a closing standpoint changes 1,000%. I mean, your bullpen sessions are different. The intensity with each pitch that's delivered is different. Your emotions have to be tempered down a touch because if I'm starting, I have to be able to maintain that through 5, 6, 7 innings, hopefully, and so you're off the gas pedal a touch. If I'm saying, hey, Matt, I need you to go give me 3 outs, like you're blowing it out and you're amped up and the energy's flowing and you're throwing the ball as hard as you can because you've got 25 pitches tops that you're going to throw that day, so you're starting different. If I ask a closer, we did it with Ryan Dempster when I was in Chicago. A closer transitions to starting. A starter transitions to the bullpen. The harder transition is closer to starter because your body is conditioned to do one thing. Now, it's easy for me to tell a guy that's been starting, hey, look, go out there. I want you to blow it out right here. You got to get 3 outs. It's hard for me to tell a guy that's used to doing that, I need you to somehow maintain an intensity that's going to take us 5 innings. It took Dempster a whole offseason. He changed the entire way his body was made up. Like he lost a bunch of weight and his training was different. And he went from a closer to a starter and ended up have really elongating his career once he became a starter. So it's not an easy thing to do. Now, the good news is he was a starter, last year? So it might not be super
He was a bullpen
foreign.
guy, but he has started, I guess is my point.
Yeah.
He has started. So the question, the segue becomes, is Devin Fontenot still your closer? Because I always say in situations like that, actions speak louder than words. So you can say Devin Fontenot is your closer. But last week, they're on the road against the number 4 team in the country, and you're in a tight ball game, and Todd Peterson had given you 3 innings of scoreless baseball, and you're going into the 9th, and you don't even have Fontenot hot. It's Peterson's game. I mean, that tells you where Maneri is right now with his confidence.
Or Peterson was really throwing the ball well, which he was. You know, and you don't want to mess with that. And he was extended and prepared in order to throw that 4th inning. I mean, look, Fontenot has had some struggles as of late on the back end right there. And who do you go with at the end? Like, is there an identified closer, an identified guy? No, man. I think you have 3. I mean, I think you have Hess you could give the ball to at the end of the game and get 3 outs. I think you have Peterson you could give the ball to into the game and get you some outs, and then you have Fontenot. The beauty of those 3 guys is not only can they give you 3, they can give you 6 too. And so you've got some pieces to play with back there. I don't hate it. I actually like the fact that now Paul can go, okay, Fontenot's throwing the ball great. He had a great 7th, a great 8th. You know what? Let's get Hess hot, but let's finish. Let's let this guy finish the game. That's odd, man. You don't see that a lot where you have 3 guys that can do that. So they're in a good spot.
All right. I'll present to you a situation that arose earlier this year. LSU's on the road at Georgia. It's a 1-0 game. Hess goes 8 scoreless. They go into the 9th. They gave Fontenot the ball then. If that situation arises this weekend, let's say it's Sunday, you're going for a sweep, Marceau gives you 8 scoreless. Bear with me. And it's a 1-run game. It's 1-0, and Marceau's done. Someone has to go pitch the 9th. Who pitches it?
Hess.
Okay, That's your answer. All right. Riot Podcast. Glad to have you aboard with us. I want to get into a few more baseball situations from this past weekend. Let's shout out a couple of people. First, our friends at Ascension Fence and Deck, our family as well. That's my brother-in-law, Jeff, owns it. Great business. If you need fencing, decking, outdoor kitchens, they do brickwork, concrete, beautiful stuff. Ascension Fence and Deck. And he's got the supply house now. So Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. If you are a contractor, if you know a contractor, it doesn't matter what type of contract work you do, let Ascension Fence and Deck Supply see if they can get you your materials cheaper than what you're presently paying. And all it costs you is a 5-minute phone call. I mean, if they can get those nails or fasteners or whatever, the lumber, if they can get that cheaper for you and maybe save you on opportunity costs as well by scheduling a way to get it to you. So if you don't have to make that run up to North Baton Rouge, or if you don't have to maybe spend more money, which you'd spend at retail at Home Depot or something like that, or a Lowe's, check them out. Ascension Fence and Deck Supply, 268-9459, 268-9459, 268-9459, Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. And of course, if you need any of that work done, residential or commercial, Ascension Fence and Deck can help you out as well. And John Ontario Realty.
Slinging houses. That's what we do. Fired up. No. Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking
slinging
houses. You're looking to buy
I've heard
or
of
sell.
slinging burgers.
Yeah,
I've heard of slinging beers. I've not heard of slinging houses.
Slanging them.
But she's out there slanging houses.
Yeah, she's partnered up with Darren James and super fired up. If you're looking to buy, sell, give John a call, 225-978-6348. They got all the properties and everything listed. I wanted to piggyback on Ascension Fence because this is what I do.
Okay.
I go to Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah.
And I buy, let's say my fence, for instance, which I did this. I buy 500 deals, fence posts. Are they called posts? The posts are the big ones.
Yeah.
So the
boards.
Okay. Boards. But I have no idea what they cost.
Yeah.
And I never even question that. So what I would like to do, and tell me if they can do this or not, because I don't know. Can I just call and say, hey, I need a fence board. How much?
Yeah.
But I don't feel like going to pick them up. Is it like Uber? Or like, is it like Waiter? Can they waiter the fence boards to my house?
Ask them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure they do deliveries of some, but work that out.
You know what else really pisses me off?
What?
When I go to Lowe's, because I live far away.
Yeah.
So when
I know what you're going to say. And they don't have what you want.
No, I get there.
Oh.
They have what I want.
Yeah.
Then I get back home and I realize I forgot something.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if they could like Uber Eats nails.
Could they Uber fence board?
Yeah, like if they could waiter a bag of concrete, for instance, that would be great.
My guess is there's probably not enough margin. Like waiter, for example, waiter's an interesting business, right? Because I know waiter does a ton of volume, but for the restaurant owner, there's not a lot of margin in a waiter order because waiter is going to put their fee on top, but the fee that the restaurant has to pay to waiter as well is going to reduce their margin. And so waiter's not a great business for the restaurant owner, but it's just one of those things where is it just a lost leader?
No, they had to.
You know?
See, this is waiter because one restaurant did it, then the other one had to do it. They had no choice. So if I'm Ascension Fence, I got Home Depot. I got them right where I want them. If I start Ubering, if I start waitering supplies, like, then they have to do it. So here's what they should do. Here's what Jeff should do. He should create that app. He should, what would you call it? Not waiter, because that's food. If he created that, then Home Depot and Lowe's, like, they have to go through him because he's the guy at that point. You following me? I got to call him. What's his number? What was it again?
You're so stupid. 268-9459.
I'm going to call him.
268-9459. Ascension Fence and Deck. If you're a contractor or you know a contractor, spend 5 minutes on the phone. Say, hey, look, he told me this one time. There's a guy who he saved $18 per box on these nails, and so $18 isn't a ton, right? But if you just think about when you start multiplying that over the amount of boxes of nails you'd go through in a month or a year annually for your business, if you're saying $18, and that's just nails.
I mean, nails like the roofers do.
Yeah, like if you're a roofer and he could save you money on nails, or if you need fasteners or whatever. Think about how much that all adds up.
Yeah, and look,
think about how much that all adds up.
A penny saved is a penny earned, man.
That's very true.
You know.
All right, let's get back to baseball. Anyway, so thank you to Ascension Fence and Deck and John Ontario Realty. If you're selling your home, John Ontario Realty, part of Darren James and Associates, powered by EXP. Chris Reed playing a little first base.
Yeah.
What you think about it? Moved over from third.
I think it's a good spot, man. Look, Chris is a ball player. Chris, you could put him anywhere, and I think he can get the job done. Generally, when people think first base, they go, oh, man, it's easy. All you got to do is catch the ball, right?
True.
Keep your foot on the base.
Yep.
There's a lot more that goes to it. You know, the pick, the one that you dig up out of the dirt, is absolutely an art. And the hard transition for Chris is going to be he's used to using an 11.5-inch glove, maybe smaller, and now he goes to a much bigger glove where you can't necessarily feel where the ball is when it hits there. So, and then also the footwork, depending on what foot is on the base and how you stretch and all that stuff can be a bit challenging. The good news is, like, it's not like turning a double play, for instance. We're going to have to work hours upon hours upon hours in order to master that tool, that skill. I think Chris has enough of the base of those skills that you take him out there for a couple days, and I think he's more than serviceable. We know he can catch a ground ball. He understands where to go and who needs to be where. So now it's just the footwork around the base and the picks.
Would you move Reed? So what they did was they played Hughes at third, Reed at first, and they DH Beloso. Would you stick with that? I'd be putting Hughes back in the lineup every day.
He swung the bat well this weekend.
One day. No, don't say this weekend. One day.
Did he play every game?
No.
So he was...
One day. On Saturday, he was 3 for 4 and started at third base.
So you gave him a chance. We know he can play D. I mean, great defender, Hughes.
Is it more important to have a glove at third base or a bat?
I think it depends on what your pitchers are doing. I mean, if
this team,
if you're throwing up zeros,
give me a bat.
Yeah, you got to have
On
a bat.
this team,
absolutely.
give me a bat.
He got 3 hits. So I mean,
yeah, and he's also batting 186.
I get it. I understand that. Got 3 knocks. Roll him out there. I think roll him out there against UNO and see what he does. See if it's a fluke, or let's see if this guy figures something out.
But come on, man. But you know better than me that like you're not going to look at a 2-game sample and say that that's your determining factor for if he's turned it around. Hughes is up to 206 now on the season.
I don't think he's a 200 hitter. I really don't.
But he is.
No, I think
he
he's
is a 200 hitter. No, he's not. Like. No. You can say and hope that he is, but like I've got 2 years worth of data as a collegiate hitter that says he's not better than a 200 hitter. Last year he hit 221. Right now he's at 206. It's what he is.
I think
that's Ryan. It's 2 years. Like I'm not talking about a week. I'm not talking about a 3-week sample in the pre-conference and you just know he's going to come around. I'm telling you, got 2 years of data on this kid. He's not a good college hitter. He's not. He's a 220 hitter.
Let me explain something to you. One little change, one little adjustment can totally change your offensive production. We don't know what's been going on in those cages, and we don't know what he's changed. Here's what I do know. I know in the biggest game of the year so far for LSU, he got 3 knocks. That's what I know. I don't know what his preparation is. Did he add a leg kick? Did he move his hands? Did he go get glasses? Did he get his eyes checked? I don't know. That may have happened. But what I do know is he's got 3 hits. I said, run him out there. He can play defense. He can run.
If you want the kid's glove, I'm fine. If you want the glove and look at it as anything he gives you offensively as lanyap, cool. But I've got 2 years of data that suggests he can't hit at this level consistently. Okay? So
I hope he made a change and he rakes.
I hope you're right.
Yep.
I hope you're right. I hope
no,
he
you
hits,
don't. No, you
I
don't.
hope he hits. Are you kidding me? Give me that guy at third base with that glove who can hit 350 the rest of the year. And oh, by the way, then next year is going to be your starting shortstop. Yep. Yeah, I want that guy to hit. I hope he does. You talk about like the 100 at-bat sample and like look at that instead of the numbers of total. Cool.
How many ABs does he have?
Come on, man.
Let's look at that. No, this is good.
You're not going to get into the micro stats in like the minutia here.
No,
the advanced metrics.
It's not advancement. I'm just talking about hits.
He has...
ABs.
He has 107 at-bats this season and 22 hits.
Okay. So he stunk his first 100 ABs. Yeah, it wasn't very good. So we'll just forget about that. Now, in his last...
You can't... But
so
you
we'll start
can't look
over.
at one game.
How many did you say? 107?
107 at-bats and 22 hits.
So he's 3 for his last set. Dude, he's hitting almost 500. That's what I see. He's in 500 right now. And he plays great defense. Look, I'm all in on it. 500 hitter playing third base for you? I'm in.
What'd you think about Zach Watson not starting on Saturday? Nobody's yeah,
that was weird.
Zero people have talked about this. Now, my feeling on it is Arkansas was starting a righty, so they put the Giacomo in the lineup to have another left-handed bat. But at the same time, man, if Watson's one of your 3 best hitters, how do you justify ever taking him out of the lineup?
You don't. You can't. It's impossible. I mean, if he was hurt, maybe he was hurt.
He wasn't hurt. He went in the game when they changed pitchers.
Maybe he showed up late to the team meeting and was, I don't know, like something. Yeah. I have to think something had to have happened. Maybe he had a little stomach ache. Maybe, I don't know, diarrhea. Maybe he just couldn't go. He had to wait till the stuff kicked in. I don't know. Because you don't take that guy who is one of your 3 best, can really play defense, can swing the bat, can run, but more importantly, a team leader, I think, a dude that's been there for a little while. I don't think you take him out of the lineup unless one of those things happens. So I was pretty shocked to see that, even more shocked to see him go back in the game, because what ends up happening is, the Giacomo's a weapon on the field and he's a weapon on the bench, meaning he's the fastest guy on the team. If you get in a situation in the 9th inning or 8th inning where you got no outs and you got a guy on second or first, you need to steal a bag, you got DeGiacomo there. Same thing with Watson when he's on the bench, but when you sub him out in the 5th inning, now you've burned your guy that can run for you. And so it's just weird, man. It was a weird situation. I don't know.
With you on that. Stephen Miller. So what about the Hot Shot app? Want to call it that? The app for the concrete? Hot Shot?
Premier. Oh no, what is Ascension?
Ascension Fence and Deck.
Ascension Hot Shot.
Harold Herman called it Lumber. Lumb, capital R. Lumber.
Is there something I'm missing in that, or
No, just they're giving. You said what could we call the app for transporting the
lumber?
So by the way, for those listening, we record this podcast every Tuesday, noon Central, on the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge Facebook page. We do a Facebook Live. So if you want to watch live and comment live, you're welcome to do that.
Why does Jeff get an app and Jonna doesn't? Like, what we need to think of one for Jonna.
Let's think of an app for Jonna. You came up with this idea.
Let me think of one. I'm gonna think.
By the way, AJ Holland said, saw Jeff. He got my cedar pickets for $365.
You see what I'm saying?
At Home Depot, they're $385. So he's saving 20 cents per cedar picket. Think about that. Like, so when you start multiplying that, now you're talking about affecting your bottom line. You're improving margins.
If you buy 1,000 cedar pickets,
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, and cedar pickets don't grow on trees. Well,
they used to be trees.
I guess they did grow on trees.
There were trees.
Yeah.
I knew you were going there.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
No. NBA draft lottery, Snyder, you watching?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch. Man, I really hope the Pelicans win, and I hope they. No, actually, scratch that. Yeah, they can win. Regardless, I hope the Pelicans end up with Zion.
Yeah.
And then I hope he becomes the best player, one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
And then I hope they continue to stink. 'Cause that's what's gonna happen. Like,
shut up.
People don't realize.
Why would you say that?
This is gonna happen. You have Anthony Davis on your roster for however long you did.
7
He's
years.
a dominant force in the league, and you still stink, and you still can't win.
At what point is that on him? At what point does Anthony Davis develop a little killer instinct and start being an alpha? Start winning. But you know what he wants to do? He wants to be a little namby-pamby wiener and run out and go join a team that's already ready made to try to win, like LeBron going to Miami with D-Wade and Bosh, or that creepy Kevin Durant leaving OKC to go join the Warriors. Oh, that's real rich. Loser. Best player in the world. You're one game away in a Game 7 from going to the finals, beating the Warriors. Instead, you go and join them. What a loser. How about being alpha? You want to be one of the best players in the league? Nut up and go win something on your own, jerk.
Matt, he can't sign the guys to come and play.
Whatever. Shut up.
Like, you got Drew Holiday. What was the other guy that they went and got the big?
Drew's good. Boogie.
No, he's all right. Yeah, you gotta go get Boogie.
Drew Holiday is. There was a poll done of NBA players, and Drew Holiday was the runaway winner as the most underrated player in the NBA. NBA players know Drew's legit.
He's not the GM. Anthony's not the GM. Like, it's not his fault.
It is.
Like,
his
here's
fault.
what happens over there. That's where great players go to die.
It's
like,
funny. It's funny that like you're up here on Friday crushing LSU players for not caring more and giving up and all, but in this instance now it's the GM's fault.
It's the GM's fault. In New Orleans.
It's everybody's fault. There's no question that Dell Demps made some awful deals. There's no question. He did. The money he gave Omer Ashik.
Who?
Exactly. Awful deal. Like Solomon Hill, awful deal. I mean, he consistently traded away draft picks to get young veterans, and it didn't work. Awful. Awful GM. It's why he's fired.
Didn't we at one point have the little guard that scored 1 billion points in college? What's his name? I can't remember now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did VeloShape today.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Check it out. You want to pull it up, Paulie? There it is. So there's Brittany, who's the esthetician and laser tech at the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, and there's me getting VeloShape. So that VeloShape melts the subcutaneous layer of fat. It melts it, pushes it through your lymphatic system, and it's almost like a vacuum, like it suctions, and so it tones and tightens right there. Dude, so when before I started, she measured me, and then we did the VeloShape treatment, and when we were done, I lost 1.5 inches.
That's unheard of.
It's crazy. It'll keep working for your body will keep increasing your metabolism, and you'll keep draining all that stuff out of your lymphatic system, and you'll end up losing more and more over the next 7 to 10 days.
So when you poo or pee,
yeah,
is it just fat that just comes out? Is that
yeah,
what happens?
Fat cells, not just that, but that's why I got to drink a ton of water today.
Does your pee smell like fat? You know how when you eat
What is-
asparagus,
yeah,
you pee, or like coffee?
I had asparagus coffee for sure. I had asparagus with dinner last night, and then do you pee in the shower?
Sometimes.
I do like every day.
Yeah.
It's just water's running. Yeah,
why not? Why wouldn't you?
Just go down the drain.
Pee on my feet.
Okay, so
Skip over that.
I pee in the shower, and last night like we bathed Drew, and then Erica gets Drew dressed and goes and puts him to sleep, and I just get right in the shower. And like she was getting him dressed and all, and I was peeing in the shower, and I'm like, I wonder if they can smell it over there.
Was it that bad?
They can smell my asparagus pee.
Really?
Well, normally people aren't in the bathroom with you when you're peeing.
Yeah, but why would you think they could smell it? It was
potent.
action.
I mean, it was asparagus pee.
Yeah. What does fat smell like, you think?
I don't know.
So when you poo,
Pretty pumped about this too, man. We're leaving for the beach a week from Friday, and like I should be a little abbed out, with this.
I want to go do it.
I got some good definite. Like I've shredded some fat. I got some definition. Like whenever I flex hard, you can see the outline. My love handles suck, but that's actually something this is really good for too.
They do love handles?
Oh yeah, you can do anything.
Did she do your love handles?
No,
Why not?
she did not do my flank. She just did my stomach.
Why?
Well, because it's a time thing. Like,
so?
well, she had other appointments.
Well, look at all this advertising. Like, look at this. Like, this is worth it. She should have done.
Well, she had other appointments. Like, we can do it another time. Anyway, but Brittany's
She's
great.
getting a little close. She's getting a little close down there to the man. Like, what if she slipped up?
I have a belt on. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, what if
what if the vacuum caught it?
What if that piece of equipment
Caught it?
got down to the nether regions down there? Like,
I don't think that we have to worry about that.
what if?
Anyway, be interesting. But that is, I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped, like to do some after picks, like in another week or so, to kind of show how it looks.
Well, I'm super pissed that I didn't get the invite to go do this.
They told me you were scheduled once before to go, and you just didn't show up, or you canceled.
I called him.
You canceled.
Yeah.
Well, you should have gone. So you wait. So what? You can't be pissed. You were scheduled to go, and then you didn't go. So like, why are you pissed?
I think you and I should go do the Ultra Shape, which I'm more interested in, by the way.
Okay, why?
Because I think it's better.
I don't know, bro. They're different.
Yeah, I want to do both of them.
You can do them in tandem. It works really well.
How do we schedule Brittany?
You call over there and schedule at the Aesthetic Medicine and Antiaging Clinics of Louisiana.
What if it hits your nether regions?
I don't think she's going to hit your nether regions. Now, if you were doing your inner thigh, you may have some.
So what if
you're doing some thighs? Then you got to be careful there.
What if she's working on the inner thigh?
Yeah.
Gets sidetracked. Like,
nah, she wouldn't do that. She's
say her
a pro.
phone rings.
Nah, her phone's not in there. She's a pro. But you know what else they do?
What if somebody threw something and hit her in the head and she turned her head real fast? What if Dr. Howell was in there messing around?
Nobody else is in there.
And he just fired a paper clip and it hit her and she just turned a little bit and then, whoop, and they're, oh God! Like, what if that happened?
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
I would kind of wonder how that would work.
Yeah. You see what I'm going with?
No, I don't at all.
Can you Uber that? Like, Uber Eats that? Like, can we waiter that to your house?
Like house calls with Ultra Shape?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You have to the equipment would have to travel, and you got to wait for it to heat up and all. It just doesn't seem like that's really efficient.
Okay.
You want to talk about John Ontario Realty again? We're going to do Ask Us here in a second.
Yeah. If you're looking to buy or sell, call Jonna. 225-978-6348, part of Darren James Realty. My lovely bride, John Ontario.
Is she loving doing real estate?
She loves it. She is so locked in. She sits on the MLS thing all day and all night searching. We got a couple people, so she's got some action, man, and this is good. And here's what I know about my wife. Like, when she does it, she does it. She is 1,000% in this thing, and so her goal is to be the best. So I love it, man. So got some good properties out there right now. I was searching. We went and looked, rode around.
What did you search?
We searched some houses. I got a buddy of mine. He's looking for a house for his daughter who just graduated and is going to law school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where are they looking?
LSU area.
Very good.
Yeah.
So call Jonna.
Yeah.
What's her number again?
225-978-6348.
She's got a Facebook page as well, John Ontario Realty. Check it out.
You got a Facebook page.
I do. At Matt Moscona AFR. You should check that out too. All right, so we're going to do Ask Us. If you're new to the show, we wrap up with your questions. So fire away. You can ask us anything about anything. Just post your questions there and ask them. Trying to turn up the volume. There we go. All right. Here we go. Patrick Hall says, Terrio, when are you getting your own show?
I don't know that I want my own show. There's a lot of prep and things that I'm just not willing to do. So I'd rather let somebody else do that.
Yeah.
And then come on and just, kind of like piggyback on them. It's a commitment. I don't think people understand that. Like, I think that people think you just show up and it just goes off. Like, that's really not what happens.
It's actually the best compliment anyone can pay. Inadvertently, they don't know it, but it's the best compliment you pay. Because if you think that if this looks easy, then I'm doing a good job.
I get the call from Matt in the morning before any time we go on air, and if I don't answer or call back, he's legit pissed that he didn't tell me like what we were going to talk about and give me time to research it and all that stuff.
And still sometimes you stink.
Yeah. But at least you did everything you could do at that, other than doing the prep for me.
True. Most of the time I do that too. Steven, why not see how much Fondo can extend tonight rather than just maxing me out at 2 innings?
I agree with that. But then if you let him extend too far, then you don't have him for the weekend. So
That's the point. Let's see. Brenton Hodges. Matt, last Friday I was sitting with my family at Brewbacher's. This guy started a convo with us asking how old are the kids, et cetera, et cetera. Talked for about 15 minutes. Toward the end, he tells me, he's your dad. Super nice man.
The Deke.
He, my dad will talk to anybody. So beware. And if he ends up talking to you somewhere randomly, he is going to bring me up. Like, he is going to bring up, you listen to Sports Talk Radio? You listen to Matt Moscona? That's my son. That's what he does all the time. Like, he'll do it when I'm standing there. Yeah. It's like, Dad, if they knew who I was, they'd see me standing right
here, Pop.
Like,
come on, man. Yeah.
Stop. Clean it up, man. He's just a proud guy.
You know what I love about the Deke? Is he's got a drink for anything.
Yeah.
That can fix anything. And he was willing to share.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, Ryan, how you doing today? You feel okay? I'm like, I'm a little tired. I got something for you. Wait right here. Give me 2 seconds.
Energy drink.
And he goes straight to the... my back's been bothering me. I got something for you, Rhino. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. And then he's got it. And you leave, like, he can fix you up, man.
Neil Weaver, why is Ryan not LSU's hitting coach? By the way, Neil said, love the show, by the way. Y'all are great.
Yeah, no. I don't really want to do that, really. I mean, I love helping and all that stuff, but there's a big commitment that goes along with that, man. And I lived for about 14 years of my life I was engulfed in baseball, and there's a lot of things that suffer when you do that, man. So I couldn't do it halfway, and I need to be a dad, need to be a father.
Why did they keep running Gavin Duga out there when he was 0 for 20?
Because he can hit, and I had this discussion earlier with Mac Chewley over at Traction, talking about stats and what people see and what people that don't understand can, the numbers can be skewed, and a soft 400 is a real thing, and Duga has some potential, and I think he is a game changer. You run him out there and you let him hit.
Darren James hopped in here. DJ, talking about Jana, said she's a freaking beast. She's going to kill it. I'm going to have her pass me in the next 2 years. That's my dream. That's what he put.
I think that's a great dream, Darren. I would love that.
I bet you would love it. If Tom is doing more volume than Darren in 2 years, I bet you would love that.
That'd be great, DJ.
Eli James, bro. I have a nephew named Eli James Anderman.
I love Eli.
That's
Eli's hilarious,
Eli
too.
James, bro.
Yeah, I love Eli.
Yeah, Eli's a good kid. Ask Ryan, who do you think gets the win today in the baseball tournament?
What tournament? I don't even know.
Oh, I thought maybe you knew of a tournament going on or something. Ask us, does Ryan spend more time show prepping sports talk or the mindless nether region stuff? That's from Adam Tower.
First off, the nether region stuff is not mindless.
I think it's really important.
Takes some thought.
I also think it's super important.
Hey, Adam, let a Vela-shaped tool hit you in the nether regions,
right,
and then tell me it's not important.
Tell me it's not important.
You know what I'm saying?
It's attention to detail, friend. Troy Aber, ask us, is it hard to tolerate Terrio when he acts childish like T-Bob?
Do I act like T-Bob?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're actually funny, and you have a good personality. And you're mature, but sometimes tell immature jokes, but they're usually funny and well-timed and placed. He does none of that.
None of those things.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen Miller says, ask us. Appreciate the hookup with traction umpiring.
Yeah, man. Steven went and umpired for us.
He's an umpire.
He did, and he did
so
great.
He's terrible at his job.
I haven't gotten any complaints.
It doesn't matter. All umpires are bad at what they do.
Yeah.
So, Steven, sorry. I'm sure you're a nice guy and you try to do really well. Actually, I know you're a nice guy. But I'm sure you try to do really well at your job umpiring, but I'm sure you're terrible at it. Ask y'all, huge what if, but if LSU is a regional host and they're paired with UCLA and UCLA loses, would LSU travel for their super? It would depend who the other super. It would depend on who the other team that advances.
Right, that just depends on.
But if LSU's the regional host and the other team and UCLA loses and the team that wins that regional would come to Baton Rouge,
Yeah.
For sure. Let's see. Darren James said Jonna and I need our own show. Would Jonna do well on air?
Yeah, I think she'd do pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Better than you.
Yeah, I think she'd do
But
better.
by the
than
way,
me.
I've tried for years and offered for years to have Jonna do a segment with us on Ask Ryan or Riot Radio, whatever, to bring her into the fold because I think that'd be awesome to see how adding Jonna to the dynamic changes your personality.
Not at all.
Okay.
Maybe we could try it Friday.
Let's do
Let's
it.
get her on Friday.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Mike Gravois, Ryan, when are you going to put in to coach the Tigers, assistant or manager?
I don't think you can really put in to do
Yeah,
it.
right.
I mean, I answered that earlier.
Ask us pocket T-shirts or regular T-shirts.
Like a plain like this.
Like, do you
one.
want a pocket on the T-shirt? Or just a regular T-shirt?
It just depends. Like if I'm a Sigma Chi, I probably want a pocket.
Yeah, I'm going no pocket ever.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
once I get older than 22 or 23, then I
Right.
go no pocket.
Right. Ask Ryan, do you have commitment issues?
No, I don't think so.
Ask Ryan, did you see any sparks or enthusiasm from the Tigers this weekend after your podcast rant?
Yep.
That's from Rodney Beloso. Related to Cade, maybe?
I hope so. And if he is, let me just say, Cade's got edge.
Cade does have edge.
Major
I said that all the
edge.
time.
When his face gets red, like, you better watch out.
He's one of the few guys that have said all throughout the year, looks like one of the more vocal guys on the team. The tough part is, as a freshman, can you be that guy? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if during his career he continues to develop into that.
You know
I
who
love
was?
the fact that he'll stomp on the plate, and he'll
Yeah.
fist pump, and he'll F-bomb, and I love that. Who?
You know who was as a freshman? Wally Pontiff.
Really?
Absolutely.
On a championship team.
On a
That's awesome.
championship team, Wally Pontiff was a guy. Yep,
Yeah.
no doubt.
All right, last one. Joel Cunningham asked us, why does everyone say this team is one of the fastest in the SEC, has speed, but they can't steal bases? Coaching subpar in that area too?
I don't know, like, who says it's one of the fastest teams. I know Giacomo can fly, and
Watson's got
Waddy
speed.
can run, and
Waddy.
Duplantis can run.
Waddy.
Watson
Why
can
does
run.
every baseball nickname have to end in a Y?
Mine didn't.
Were you Terry?
No, it was Rhino.
Rhino?
Yeah.
Like it's
You'd be Maddie.
Twanny
You'd be
and
Sconey.
Waddy and is Daniel Cabrera, is he Cabby?
Cabby.
Is Beloso-y?
Beloso.
Katie?
That was
Is it
good.
Katie?
Katie.
I mean, why does every baseball nickname have to end in a Y?
Funny you say that. I used to call every umpire Jerry. Every one of them.
That's stupid.
I did.
All right, we got to go. It's the Riot Podcast presented by Ascension Fence and Deck Supply and Jonna Terrio Realty. So if you need to sell your house,
Call Jonna. 225-978-6348.
and if you are a contractor or if you know a contractor, look up Ascension Fence and Deck Supply. They can get you all of your materials. It does not matter what type of contractor you are or what materials you are looking for. Check out our friends at Ascension Fence and Deck Supply, 268-9459, 268-9459. They're on Castile in Baton Rouge. You know where that is?
Yeah, it's right over there.
It's on an airline by Klein Peter. It's that road right by ITT Tech, whichever right there on airline next to Klein Peter. You go to the end and they're down there on the left. Paul O'Neill, thanks a ton. Y'all share this, pass it along. We appreciate you. Have a great day. Later.